Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today we have a really interesting article from Warhammer community. There is a lot to think about, break down, and well, get excited, get nervous, get ready for the future of Age of Sigmar 3.0 with a ton of stuff announced in this article. So, their article is entitled "The Sons of Behemat to receive a Gargantuan Battletome update in this month's White Dwarf." So let's go looking through the article and take it step by step because there is so much to think about with this article. So, after introducing a wealth of fantastic changes to Warhammer Age of Sigmar in its 3rd edition, you might think that the game's rules wranglers would take a little break. Never ones to rest on the laurels, the good folks have actually been hard at work as the series of Battletome updates which will be featured in the hallowed pages of White Dwarf. These are new rules and they're official updates. They can be used alongside your Battletomes and they bring a range of flavorful ways to use your army whether you like open, narrative or matched play. The Sons of Behemat are the beneficiaries of the inaugural Battletome update in White Dwarf 467, so let's take a look at how they'll be stomping over the mortal realm soon. So, for starters, White Dwarf Battletome updates. This I do like, in all honesty. If we're not going to see Battletomes for every army quickly, like we've only been promised 3 of them this year, we know on the 28th of this month we will see pre-orders for both Stormcast and Auric Warclans, and we know there is a Chaos of Battletome heavily rumoured to be Beasts of Chaos or Maggotkin of Nurgle coming in later in the year. Now, they are the only Battletomes that we got promised this year. It's likely we'll probably see a dual Battletome release with a box set in the new year, probably in January or early February as well, but that's still only 5 Battletomes, roughly about 6 months into an edition. Now, I don't mind seeing these Battletome updates in White Dwarf at all. I think it's a really great way. Just give us a patch, give us a book that patch goes in, and make it extensive, make it work, make it fun and exciting, and yeah, make it a nice cheap additional purchase. I mean, lots of people pick up White Dwarf on the side anyway, so I think this can be great. And with the Warhammer Plus coming, we know that you're going to be able to get White Dwarf subscriptions and backlogs on that, so that's a positive there as well for that. So, you know, this will be for old Battletomes that aren't going to see, so you would expect maybe a Luminous Realm Lords update in White Dwarf soon. You would expect maybe a Soulblight Gravelords one, though that's probably more unlikely with that Battletome being very likely made with 3rd in mind. You know, you might see a Hedonites of Slaanesh, a Daughters of Cain one, and those sort of Battletomes that came out, you know, around that time. So, pretty cool. I'm really excited if this is the case. That's a positive for me. And so we go down and look. Now, Battletome Sons of Behemat update. This is where it really gets interesting. So, straight off the bat, all new battle tactics and grand strategies mean that your Mega Gargants now have even more ways to earn victory points by doing things they love most, punting objectives and hurling little men, women, Skaven, and even demons around. So, this is one of the ones that everyone maybe was a little bit fearful of. Army-specific battle tactics. Now, I think army-specific grand strategies, not a lot of people were fussed by it. I think that was a flavorful thing. I mean, it's a 3rd tiebreaker. It gives you 3 victory points. They're generally all pretty easy to get anyway, so no one was ever too fussed about grand strategy. So I think we can just put that to the side. That's cool. I'm happy that I have this end game to play towards that fits the narrative of my army, you know. I can think of a couple, you know. Let's think Ossiarch Bone Reapers. We need to have killed enough units to collect our Bone Tithe, or etc. Cities of Sigmar, you need to raise a point on an objective. You need to be controlling a certain objective at the end of the game, like control a prime objective or something like that. Easy enough. I'm fine with grand strategies. Like I said, push that to the side. No one's worried about that. Battle tactics is certainly the one that everyone is interested about, and maybe a little bit fearful, maybe a little bit worried, or maybe a little bit excited. You know, let's not all think doom and gloom. Now, straight off the bat, battle tactics, this creates haves and haves nots. A big thing of what they were promising us in Age of Sigmar 3rd edition was to get rid of the have nots. This is why we saw War Scroll Battalions disappear. And so I think bringing something back like battle tactics and giving them unique ones. I mean, this is probably, I saw this probably coming, in all honesty. We know this has been the thing in Warhammer 40k where they've got unique sort of abilities. I can't remember, what do they call them? Objective tertiary and secondary objectives for their armies. So, you know, this was probably coming. Now, the battle tactics. So there's a few ways. There could just be a whole new host where you get 5 more and you've got all these options to do throughout a game. I think that's probably the worst way this could be done. I think the best way you could do now is copying how they change from the core rules to the General's Handbook. I think the core rules have these ones that carry over into the General's Handbook, and then they add a few more. I think this would be a great way to do battle tactics for each specific army. So what you would do is you would have, say, these 3 or 4 generic ones that continue over, and every army just gets them, much like how you see, you know, artifacts in your own sub-factions, how they go like, oh, this one, you know, you get a +1 to hit, you get a +1 to wound, and you get a 5+ ward for every single one of your archer type of heroes, and then they get 3 different ones. Very much that similar sort of thing, where you get these 4 generic ones that just travel over across all the armies, and then every army gets 3 or 4 specific battle tactics built for them. I think this is a much fairer way to do it. This creates much less haves and have-nots, and if they're going to go down that road, I think it is the best way, though I'm not a massive fan. I think maybe just give each army a specific battle tactic you can do every turn would be the best way to do this, I think. But I'd love to hear all your thoughts and ideas on battle tactics and grand strategies for every army. And so in this Battletome update, you also find 2 faction-specific core battalions. This gives you novel ways to build your army. So if you ever wanted to mount a surprise charge with a unit of man crushers, check out the Foot Sloggers core battalion, which makes your Gargant super swift. And what about giving 2 Mega Gargants artifacts? Well, now you can do just that with the bosses of the Stomp. Core battalions, another thing. Like, this to me is just counterintuitive to what they originally were planning with Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Like, wasn't the idea of getting rid of War Scroll battalions to get rid of the haves and have-nots, and now we're bringing back core battalions around a bunch of armies. So, my thoughts on this. I'm not a fan of core battalions for army specific. However, if this is just for Sons of Behemat here, if they are the only one getting core battalions, I am not worried about that, because Sons of Behemat obviously cannot take a plethora of the battalions available in the current game, and they probably do. They need their own specific ones. I mean, this Boss of the Stomp literally just sounds like their own version of, say, the Command Entourage, and the Foot Sloggers one just sounds like their own version of maybe Vanguard or something like that. So I'm not fussed about Sons of Behemat getting their own core battalions. I think they need them, if not more than any. But core battalions across all armies, this could be an interesting one, because I hope all this does is just give interesting ways to build and get those certain things. So, you know, maybe an interesting way to unlock an artifact or something like that. Keep that system simple. Don't start giving abilities out with these core battalions. Otherwise, we might as well just have War Scroll battalions back and just go back to that. So, that's my thoughts on that. I'd love to know all your thoughts on core battalions. And so, narrative play, Path to Glory section updated. I'm really excited for this. We're going to have a Path to Glory campaign on the channel, and we're going to be having Sons of Behemat taking part in this, so we'll be looking at this closely. This also is going to give some War Scroll battalions apparently as well, so that's cool. War Scroll battalions for Path to Glory, nice. This is really, really cool. I like that these Battletome updates, as I mentioned at the start, are going to be an open narrative and competitive match play. And we also get in the narrative section a Flashpoint campaign. So a cool campaign that's going to take on a Lumineth Realm Lord's garrison sort of being attacked by some Gargants. So a cool little narrative campaign to play out. Really exciting. This is nice additions to it to give everyone, all spectrums of gamers, something in this. And so And finally, there's a whole grab bag of lore that tracks the towering and surprisingly enterprising brutes and what they've been doing during the era of the beast. Check it out to discover the history of the Guardians, including the tragic tale of Behemat himself. Really, really cool. I like that we're going to get these narrative sections as well. I'm going to hold my judgment out on them. I don't want to get negative, and I don't want to be upset by this. There are some things that maybe make me worry a little bit, but you know what? Let's see how they go. I think battle tactics and grand strategies may be thought of as adding too much bloat to the game, and I don't really think they do. They're not something you have to overly think about too much when you're building your own list and stuff like that. You more build to your own grand strategies and stuff rather than building to your own opponents. You just sort of go, well, that's my opponent's one, so I'm going to try and stop that during the game. But anyway, I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts about this. What are your thoughts on grand strategies, battle tactics, and all that sort of stuff? Core battalions, etc. being probably for every army. The way this sounds, they're coming out for every army. So what are your thoughts on that? What do you want to see? If you see, like, we know we're now going to see it. So how do you want to see it? That's the question. And also, if you're a Sons of Behemat player, you're excited for Path to Glory. Like Path to Glory for Sons of Behemat, awesome. Can't wait. So let us know in the comments below all your thoughts on everything in this article. Love to hear from you all. Well, thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to turn those bell notifications on so you don't miss a thing when we upload on the channel. Now, next up, you can also come and chat more with us on our Discord server, which we've got a link to in the description of the video, and we've also got links there as well to our merch store on Teespring. Lastly, we'd like to give a shout out to everyone who helps support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members and in other ways. Thank you to our Patreon members: Christian Weir, James Soren, Chaos Spawn, AJC, Kenny Lyle, Outer and Shop First, James Crowder, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, Tim Newman, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, MJ, and Dynet226. And thank you to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Steve T, The Real Zeop, Chris Wallace, Truriah12, Vinny, Lock Lorick, Matt Mollum, and Becca Kinska Groupie. A special thank you as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing art for the channel, and to Xmorphic, who does a fantastic job at helping moderate our Discord server and keep everything nice and working there. If you'd like to help support the channel in a way like we've just seen, you can do so by finding the links to both Patreon and YouTube members in the description of the video. Thank you all for watching again though. Stay safe everyone, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against Grey. Ciao for now.